What would drive 6 U.S. Army soldiers to abandon their posts, flee the country, and follow cryptic messages from a Ouija board? This is a story of the unbelievable, a strange mix of supernatural warnings, military secrets, and an apocalyptic mission that led to one of the most bizarre cases of desertion in history. For those who don't know, the term AWOL stands for absent without leave. It's a serious offense in the military, and people go AWOL for all sorts of reasons. Maybe they're overwhelmed by personal problems, or they're just fed up with the strict structure of military life. Some just want out, no matter the cost. But what if someone told you they went AWOL because a spirit told them to stop the apocalypse? Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up, because this story has everything. Ouija boards, UFOs, spirits, conspiracy theories, and a plot to kill the Antichrist. This is the true story of 6 U.S. Army soldiers who left their posts in West Germany in 1990, claiming they were following divine orders. And it all started with a Ouija board. The story begins with 2 Army specialists, Kenneth B. and Vance Davis, stationed in West Germany during the late 1980s. Both were intelligence specialists working at an NSA listening post near the Soviet border. Their job? Intercept and decrypt Soviet radio signals during the Cold War. It was high-stakes work, but in their free time, these two had a very different focus: the paranormal. Kenneth had been fascinated with the supernatural since childhood. He claimed his first ghostly encounter happened at the age of 5 when a ghost offered him a glass of water. His interest only grew from there, with years spent devouring science fiction books and UFO stories. His family worried about his gullibility, but Kenneth saw his curiosity as a gift. Meanwhile, Vance had his own experiences. He practiced self-hypnosis and claimed to have made contact with an alien named Kia, who supposedly cured his flat-footedness and shared knowledge about alien wars and cosmic alliances. Together, Kenneth and Vance bonded over their shared passion for the unexplained, often discussing their beliefs late into the night. It wasn't long before their interest in the paranormal spread to other soldiers in their unit. 4 more joined their circle: PFC Michael H., PFC Chris P., PFC William C., and Sergeant Annette E. United by their curiosity, the group started experimenting with various methods to contact the other side. Guided meditations, tarot cards. Nothing worked. That was until they brought out a Ouija board. At first, they dismissed the board as a party game. But as soon as they started using it, something strange happened. The planchette moved. Messages came through, and the group became convinced they were communicating with spirits. Over the course of several sessions, the spirits claimed to be biblical figures like Mary, Zechariah, and Timothy. But one entity stood out: a spirit named Sapphire. Sapphire warned them of an impending apocalypse. The spirit shared detailed prophecies: earthquakes in Iran, volcanic eruptions, wars, and the rise of the Antichrist. According to Sapphire, these 6 soldiers had been chosen by God to survive the apocalypse and guide humanity through its aftermath. Their mission? Abandon their military posts and prepare for the end of the world. At first, the group was skeptical. But when a devastating earthquake struck Iran in June 1990, just as Sapphire had predicted, they became believers. The earthquake killed tens of thousands, matching Sapphire's description almost exactly. Convinced the prophecies were real, the group decided to act. Following Sapphire's instructions, they planned their escape. They sold their belongings, contacted Kenneth's girlfriend Anna in Florida, and arranged a hideout at her home in Gulf Breeze. On July 9, 1990, the 6 soldiers walked off their base in Germany and began their journey. After arriving in Gulf Breeze, a town already famous for UFO sightings, the group settled into Anna's home. They planned to stay for a few days before heading to the Appalachian Mountains to continue their preparations. But their plan unraveled when one of the soldiers, Michael, decided to go out for a drive. He was pulled over for a broken taillight, and when the officer ran his name, it flagged him as AWOL. Within hours, the group was arrested, and their mission came to an abrupt end. The military wasted no time launching an investigation. The 6 soldiers were interrogated by the Army, FBI, CIA, and NSA. Investigators suspected espionage or treason, but the truth was far stranger. The soldiers stuck to their story. They had been following divine orders received through a Ouija board. The media dubbed them the Gulf Breeze 6, and their story quickly became national news. Rumors swirled. Some claimed they believed UFOs were connected to the second coming of Christ. Others said they planned to kill the Antichrist. Despite the wild headlines, no evidence of criminal intent was ever found. Surprisingly, the soldiers were given honorable discharges. The Army closed the case, and the Gulf Breeze 6 faded into obscurity. But the questions remained. Were they delusional? Victims of a spiritual hoax? Or was there something more to their story? Decades later, the story of the Gulf Breeze 6 continues to fascinate and baffle. Was it a case of misguided faith? A psychological experiment gone wrong? Or did these soldiers truly uncover something extraordinary? Whatever the truth, their story stands as one of the most bizarre chapters in military history, a strange blend of faith, fear, and the unexplained. And it leaves us with a question. What would you do if the fate of the world depended on you?